Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, depending on where you are. Here we are back with our little zoo. We made a habitat for the tamed or the maned wolf last time. This is of course what the habitat looks like. Where we made our artificial cave where they can sleep. Just put in some nice stuff, and we'll just continue our little zoo, of course. I'll just pause it for a second to give me some time to say hello, Kung Zoo Gamer, Roadhog, Agudo, and of course anybody else that might already be watching. So nice of you all to join up already, as I'm starting an hour earlier than expected because I got home way earlier than I expected. So time for us to get going then. I mean, why have a delay? We're just slow building, so we can take our time now. And how are you all doing? Hope you all had a lovely Sunday. It is 20 degrees out here in the Netherlands now, 7 p.m. in the evening, so time to get going. And I can unpause for a bit. We'll just let everybody run and walk as we go over the habitat. Hey, don't shit in my habitat. Oh dear. Don't know if they like the habitat, but I hope so. So we can see, this is the whole habitat. Of course, this is everything that we have. We have the flamingos and the maned wolf. That's basically all that we have now. Last time we also worked on this piece for when people come in. They come in, walk up to the cashiers, and then they can get into the zoo. If we open the zoo, of course, it's still closed. And then they should be able to walk their way up to the animals, where we have been doing some laying out of the land. And now it's time to continue with that. So, yeah. Will be interesting. I think we have to work on some of the deco here now. Get some of the zookeepers buildings in this area, because I hope that the guests won't be too pissed off when we have them out there. Of course, we can get rid of these. These are the ones how we built the habitat walls there. But yeah, we can get rid of them now because the habitat is done. Would like to get to work on some elevations in the different habitats as well soon, so that can be something to experiment with. Now, with the terrain tool, we can of course already assign some areas to have a more clear view on what's going to be in it. Oh, wow, this is soil and it gives the color of sand. That's interesting. Why is that? Wow, I thought they would be way darker if you make it soil colored. And it looks like it's... Oh, that's because of the grassland that we're in. This is the desert grassland zoo, so that's why it has that color. But yeah, this is where a lot of the shrubbery should be, so that you can have some clear paths and stuff. So maybe, just maybe, you have to go to the gardening tool. And put in some real dirt there so that you get the idea that it's actually fertile soil. Because this doesn't look really nice, I think. I think we need to give this like a very, very dark color. Of course, this doesn't look nice either, so we'll have to see how we can do it. We're mainly going to fill it up with... let's just fill it up with short grass for now then. I was trying to make this dark so that we could clearly see that there would be plants in there, but... We'll do the grass in, and then now we can start to work on some bushes and stuff. I also want to get into some manual paths at some point. So you have to get the official game pathing underneath, but we can make some pathing over this that will make it look a little bit different. But one step at a time. Now the guests come in, they will walk on this path. And of course they can already look into the habitat here, which is nice, but I think right now this is all completely open, so we have to close this off with decorations and stuff to guide the guests into the zoo right there. So that might be something that we work on right now. Let's get rid of the tall grass in here. I don't like that. Kind of don't like the tall grass in the game because there's actual grass in it, and this is just a flat image, so I think it will be nice if we can do something with that. Alright, there we go. Now we need to find a way to close this off. Could either be with some fencing. So we get to maybe some sort of a wooden wall. I mean, this is not a wooden wall, but we can just in the end just fence this off quite. Or we do bushes and stuff. Or we do both. So we kind of cut this off and then put some bushes and stuff in front of it. But it will give you the idea that this is a closed off area where you're not supposed to walk. So that could be something. And of course I need to keep my eyes on chat. Hey Kevbot, good to see you. Nice to have you on. How are you doing today? YouTube got to start at 7 p.m. UK time. I know. I just got home early and I put a message on the Discord for everyone that I'll be starting earlier and I changed the time. But I did that 15 minutes before I started, so that one is on me. Oh wow, that's actually really huge. Well, it does kind of fit with the size of the people, but I think it's a little bit too big. I don't know. Question is, does this look good enough for what I want with it? So it's a bit of seeking, of course, but nice to have you. Hello, Mehadi Hassan. How are you today? I hope all is well. It's good to have you. You had a nice day so far. So, I bet you're a pro at this, Kung Zu Gamer. Nice to have you on board here. What do you like to build? Do you like to build your entranceways into the zoos and stuff like that? At some point I want to delete this entrance and build something in its place, but basically this should count as the entrance for now and it'll be expanded later on. It's a step-by-step process this time. So we're trying to take it a little bit slow. Can we go like this? Well, we can do something like this. The stones don't go with this. I think we should stay in the theme that we already have. We really want to kind of fence this off. This could work, by the way, if we put some shrubbery in front. The only thing is we can't color this, so that is a bit sad. I would like to color it, I think. Now this is what we have been using there, and that could also be a thing to use. So we can just put this in here, because it will go with the building that we have, and then we can use this as a means to guide the guests. I think I want to put it off the angle snap right now, just to have some more precise steering for this. Let's see how it looks if we do it like this. Two pieces will fit in the gap, so that's good. We can make it a tiny bit higher by doing it like this. I think we have to rotate this to actually make the colors fit. See, now the colors fit, so yes. And then we'll go this way and do it again. Okay, so now it's a little bit higher, but not too high. I think it's not complete height. And I think... oh, this is just not long enough to fit in there. That's unfortunate. Although we can just easily work with that. This can be something of a wall-off system. To guide the guests a bit more. So we can just put this in as sort of blocks in between. Yeah, I think we have to make it fit like this. We can even put some decorations on it later. Let's move this over a little bit. Just a bit. Yes, and then we copy it and we just move it like this and make sure it fits perfectly again. So just far enough so that the lines all work out. Have to see how it looks out here. Does it fit? Yes, it does. Okay, but I think since this is where the guests walk, we have to move this slightly back and rotate it slightly so that it fits a bit more into the pole. So yeah, this is good. So now as a guest you walk in and you have a little bit more an area where you know where you can and cannot walk, and I think I like that better. I mean, these are zoo guests, so we have to steer them a bit. Do you know how people are? They'll just walk wherever they can. without regard for whether they're supposed to walk there. You've been experimenting. Cool, what have you been experimenting with? That is one of the fun parts of this game, doing some experimenting, trial and error. That's basically what we do in the streams as well. We try to do just a lot of trial and error, go wherever we want to and see how it works out. And hopefully it does work out a bit. But it's not always easy. Alright. Let's make sure this fits nicely. Goes easier if you use these controls. Yes, and then think like this. Yes, and now we have to make sure that this whole section will be a perfect fit in here. So we have to rotate it a bit, I think. Yep. Slightly this way, no, slightly that way. Alright, there we go. So the guests come in. This is where they'll be. I have to do this on the other side as well, so that might be something. I hear a lot of noise. Which animal is making that much noise? Is that the flamingo? Can they actually make that much noise? Oh, I think... Oh, we have screens here. Might be the screens out here that we hear. Yeah, that's it. We hear the elephants and stuff. I was already like, wow, what are we hearing there? Oh, in franchise mode. You're actually playing the game the hard way. At least harder than this. I mean, this is just... I know I haven't been playing this for a while. And there were a few requests from viewers to play this again. And I do like the franchise mode. But sometimes can be a bit, especially in the beginning, it can be a bit of a grind to get to the point where you get a profitable zoo. So therefore I just like to build right now in sandbox mode. And just build a zoo that looks nice and that I feel like is pretty cool. I also turned off some of these settings for the animal welfare in terms of which plants they like and stuff. Because then we can just build a nicer habitat. And this is just about showing what you can actually do with the game and not about the actual thing. I think the front wall is too high. Yeah, I was kind of feeling that way too. Not sure. This is, yeah, this is better in terms of it fits better in with the rest. I can't actually check. I wish it would just stay on where you were building. Because we might have... I don't think we have that though. I don't think this will fit on. This might just give it a little bit the feel of a house. This can actually make it a little bit more fun than how it was, although it's not a perfect fit, so yeah, that's not going to work out. Alright. I think this is better. I think you're right, Roadhog. Feels like prison. Ah, bring back memories, or... Just joking. Nice pictures you put in the Discord, by the way, Roadhog. That was really cool to see. Okay, so this area is good. Now we have this, but we're going to put a lot of plants in front. But I want some closed-off background. That's basically the idea now. And now we have to put up some bushes and stuff. So let's go for bushes. And then let's see what kind of higher bushes we have to put in front here. Then in the end we might also... Ooh, that's pretty big. Those are a little bit too big. The good old days. Yeah, I'm not going to get into that, but yeah, nice. Sage bush. What's that? White sage. Oh, cool. I don't think this is a very inviting type of bush, though, so... Needs to be quite green to actually Could just go like this. I think we have to fill it up a bit. Yeah. So that it looks like one big dense bush area. And now it is closed off, so basically for security reasons this is closed off now, but... Oh, I see now. I have to move this one slightly forward as well, otherwise it's not a perfect fit. That's better. Okay. And then there's some bushes there. And we need some lower stuff here so that they can still look over it. But it gives the idea of a area that is not just grass. I don't know. Just the grass doesn't feel right. But it's always, with a lot of these, a lot of trial and error and just experiment to see how stuff looks and things. So I have to see. I don't know if I'm a big fan of this piece of shrubbery. I mean, could be something a little bit more on the front. Then in the back, it should be slightly higher, I feel. It has to be something with color, because it has to look nice a bit. But yeah, this is not really bush-like or something. Now, that makes it too big, so they can't look in. Nah. Oh. Wow, that's huge. These are the hard parts of this game, finding the right plants every now and then. Oh, there are some bushes, but not all are as nice as I would like them to be. Let's go with some plants and flowers as well. See if that works out a bit better. Yeah, that just blocks off the view, but it gives some coloring. So that could be... This is the same. This is a little bit higher, but I think we have these in here, don't we? This side? Yeah, we have those already. Although that could go complementary, of course, that we have them on this side as well. We'll see, we'll see. Nothing wrong with Prison Rotor. 3 meals a day, free eating, TV, better than some of the old people live. Yeah, probably, but, you know. Oh, this is interesting. It's a little too high. Oh, this could be something. You need some form of decoration here. To just cover up the bases of the habitat. So yeah, this is something that could work, and then we'll put something else in front. Okay. So now when you walk up, you can still see the animals, but there's some form of flowers there. And then we could end that with some of this. Nah. That doesn't look too cool. Could continue right in front though. Okay. I don't have a roommate called Bubba. Oh dear. Well, these are even smaller than the other ones. If we fill it up with this, we actually get the area covered. And we get some nice shrubbery out here. Careful with these shades though, so we might have to do some in different alignments. so that you don't get the same type of shade all the time. Are some of these higher than others? Ah, that's the difference. These are really high. But that's not gonna work then. These are higher, so we have to keep them lower. This is the bearberry bush. They are. So we'll have to use the big patches and then... Oh, look at that. That's pretty big. So, how do you like to build your zoos then, Kung Zoo? Do you pay a lot of attention to all the detailing, or are you more going for the nice habitats, or are you all for the guest experience, building all the guest things like the train and the cable cart and things like that? Right. It can overhang a bit on the path. That's not really an issue. It just gets a bit too big now for the area that we're putting it in. Okay, so now you come into the zoo. This is how you walk in. This is your viewing height. You walk up towards the entrance and you can see the animals here already. Then you walk up. Go in, you buy a ticket. Of course, there's the information stand, but you can buy tickets there in my case. And then you just walk into the zoo. So we'll have to continue with this area then. To actually get somewhere. We need to pay a little bit more attention to these little open spots, I think. I mean, a few little open spots is okay. Not too many. And you can work on that by just lowering this a bit so that the open spots will get filled in with some plants, but you won't see them going over the others. That's why I lowered them a bit. And then a lot of the openings can go away simply by placing this in there without interfering too much with how the area already looks. Okay. So now there's not a lot of open spots anymore. Doesn't have to be a perfect zoo, so that's good. I do feel like we need a little bit of a pavement line on this. And with that I mean... Yeah, that's a bit too big. Do we have a smaller one? Something that we can put on the ground. That can serve as a pavement sidewalk thing. I don't know how you call that. Oh, these are way too thick all. That's not gonna work. Some are huge. Ah, this is better, but this is very long, I think. Might have to work with some shorter pieces. Although, this is a start. This is a start. Have to make sure that we can get around the corners, though, at some point. Do you have employed gardeners to keep the shrubbery maintained? No, that's actually, as far as I know, not a thing in the game. That would actually be interesting and could really add something to it. I think, but it will also be quite hard because then they will also have to factor in shrubbery growth and stuff, and that, I don't know, that might be something that can be quite hard, I guess. So I'm not sure there will ever be a thing in the game. But could be interesting though to add something in like that. Alright, so now we get something of a side to the pathing. I do feel this area is hanging over a little bit too much, so we might have to move that back a little bit. We can soon do that. And this is also covering up a bit of the overhang already. So this is already reducing bits of the overhang, which is helpful, I think. Hey, Cat. Good to see you. How are you doing today? I hope all is well. Okay, so we have to go a bit like this, and then I think we have to use the shorter piece here. Yep. Oh, no, 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 no. Let's just move it. Attach it there, yes, and then press the axe. There we go. Let's move it in. And then get the angle snap off, of course. We'll just go a bit like this. Move, 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 move. Axe. Slightly further in. Then rotate it a bit so that it keeps fitting in with the piece. Almost there. Yeah, this should be it probably. And now we can just continue from here on out and keep rotating it. And slightly moving it. Oh, not up and down. Wanted to move it forward. Yep, there we go. Now this is always the hard part, to make this look good. That's why I try to keep it on the edge so that you will only get a very tiny corner there. Of course, when your road bends too fast, you can't do that. It will probably never work out. If you make your roads not bend too quickly, you can get a long way with this. And then I guess we can end it somewhere here if we want to. Sorry, a little cough there. You have to still rotate it a bit to actually match with the existing form of the road. Yes. Thunderstorm and heavy rain, lightning just arrived. Oh, wow. Well, I guess that will lower the temperature. You have been getting quite hot temperatures in the UK there. Oops, that wasn't supposed to happen. I just rotated it back to the world axis. That wasn't supposed to happen. Sometimes you misclick something or you hit the wrong button, for instance. That just happens. Nothing to do about it. Doing good, very tired though. My sister and I went to a hot air balloon festival yesterday. They had FMX stunt bikers, a load of rides and fireworks, as well as hot air balloons. Got home at 11. Nice. Did you actually get to take a ride in a hot air balloon? Okay, so this is a tough one to get straight into line here. I think you have to make sure the inner line looks the best anyway, because on the outer line you can still put a few plants in there. That should just fix that up. And of course, thank you all for joining up and for tuning in to this live stream. I hope you enjoyed. Feel free to let me know your thoughts and ideas and stuff. We're open to anything. And right now I'm just busy with decorating the stuff up. So at some point we're going to have to work on maybe another habitat or something. So yeah, any and all ideas are welcome. So don't hesitate to give those in. Okay. Now, before you do it all, every now and then just go back and see how it looks. And I think with the side area here, that actually does make it look better. It does add a little bit... No, not road. I don't want to build roads. No. Go away. Yeah, this one needs to be moved in a bit more so that we get a little bit of the shrubbery out of the way. Having some overhang is not too bad, but that was a bit too much. Same here. This is just too much. And also just lower it a bit. I mean... Or just rotate it a bit and then... Okay. Hello. Yeah, this is better. But I think I like this. I like the how it's set up now and how we can actually have such a line on the edge. I think that's pretty pretty much how it would be in a real zoo, I guess. That you have some lines there. Not everywhere, but could be something that could be there. So I kind of like it. All right, let's fill this area up a little bit. Okay. Yeah, I think this is better. Now we have the idea of a sidewalk. So you come into the zoo, you have plants straight, you have this nice looking area that you can watch, and you can see the first animals already. Now this will just guide you into the zoo. Then you get here. We can still put decorations on this at some point, and then from here on out we have to continue into this area. Alright, well that's something that we've done now. They were doing hot air balloon rides, but we unfortunately missed the queue cutoff point by 10 minutes. Ah, so didn't get to, but they have it every year, so I'll be going back next year. Nice, nice, that's fun. It's a special experience to fly without a motor, but the noise of the burners. Roar. Yeah, well, you can hear that from a distance, so yeah, that must be loud when you're in, so... I'm glad. Oh, nice. You plan another stream tomorrow, Cat. That's great. That's great. Sometimes I like to bring back certain features. So we have the... Let's see. We have the big beams laying here. Let's just copy it. Get it into this area. So that we can make a nature area out of this too. So in a lot of zoos, you'll find that habitats usually don't go on two sides of the road. There's always some nature in between to avoid paths cluttering up. At least in the Netherlands. So if you walk here, you will see this habitat. And we can make some bushes and stuff here, and some trees. And then on this side, we can do another habitat, which is already pretty close. Because, of course, when you go to a zoo, people are very used to walking big distances. Now, that's not going to be in this zoo too much. But... I kind of like the whole idea of having shrubbery in the middle. So that you separate different habitats and you can steer the amount of people that go to certain places a little bit. So that's what we're aiming for right now with this. So in here there should be quite a bit of plants and trees and such. And they don't have to all look amazing in terms of colors and stuff. They can just be regular plants and stuff. It's just to add a bit to the fact that you want nature in and that you want some areas to be shielded from each other. That's basically the point. No, 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 no. I don't want to do it like this. Oh dear. This is going horribly wrong. Sometimes you just hit the wrong button or you... turn the wrong PC. This is wrong. So, Kungzu, what have you been experimenting on lately then? Is it like habitats? Or is it decoration? Is it... I don't know. Whatever is it? I need to rotate it slightly more and then bring it in again. Even more. Yeah, I think this is better. And now we continue it. Now we rotate it outward a bit again. Yep. Well, still a little bit to go. Now, of course, you can just copy certain pieces and do one long stretch at one time, but that makes it harder to steer it and control it. So that's why I like to do the smaller pieces. And of course, since this is a slow build stream, we have plenty of time to do that. So there we go. So what do you have planned for the week? What are you going to do? I have a... This is, of course, the last week that Wifey and little one will be home. Then they will go on a 3-week camping holiday with Wifey's parents. And I'll be staying at home to do a lot of repainting and stuff. So, I guess we will be spending quite some time doing stuff together and such. And then, of course, when they actually go, I will be spending most of my time on the house, and of course on the channel as well. I will also be spending time on the channel. I'm already making plans for that to see what stuff I want to do, what videos I want to record and such. So that will be nice, and I got some new games as well. So hopefully I can have some good fun with that. Okay, so how does this look? I like it, although it looks, oh no, this is a little bit lower it looks than this. It looks like it all came up a little bit. I don't know. Seems a little higher out here. Now, what we can just do is rotate it this way slightly, then lower it. So that it will be slightly higher here, but then here it will go down again a little bit. But we did it slightly too far. This is a little bit precision work. But if we do it like this, then in the end here it will be lower a bit. So I think I kind of like it better when it's slightly lower than it was. But not too low, of course, so... yeah, this should do. This should do. Just normal stuff. Planning to kick Benny out of the Netherlands. He and 2 other guys are going to Liverpool and Dublin for 19 days. Nice, nice. Was also really cool to see the pictures of you and Benny in the Discord. I mean, that was fun. Oops, I didn't want to rotate it that way. Let's copy this one. And then rotate it this way. It slightly this way, and then right here. I just have to make sure it fits again. I'll make this one slightly higher. See if we can actually make it kind of fitting. Yes. And I'll raise this one slightly after this. I think that will be good. Okay. And now we're just slightly going to rotate this one. Like that, and then raise it a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Alright. Well, always hard to not go for perfect, but just settle on normal perfect. I mean... it is already taking plenty of time to do this. Alright, let's start with the first beam that we placed, because that should be the most straight one. Okay, there we go. Let's rotate it. Yes, perfect. Okay. Well, this is taking its time. But luckily enough, as soon as this is ready, we can start to put in the actual shrubbery, and then this area will hopefully look really nice. We had a nice day. 11 hours of rock and roll, rockabilly, with a fancy dinner in between, of course. All right. So what was it like? Some sort of festival in town, Dan, or what kind of thing was it? Guess it was some organized event or something, but must have been pretty tame, because it wasn't in the national news that some 60-year-old rockers tore down the whole city center, so you all behaved. Yeah, that's good, that's good. I mean, you never know with the real rockers. but looked like a cool party road, dog. Okay, so we have to make this one. We have to get the short one now. This is called the East Asia Water Wheel. Alright. Well, luckily we can type that in. The East Asia Water. There we go. And now we have the short one right here. We can actually attach it straight, so that's good. Have to attach it then properly, of course. So move it over slightly. Yes. Now let's copy and continue with the short one, because that should allow us to properly cover things up. Even though it is a pretty short turn that we have to make here, so I'll see how it goes. This is always the hard part. Doing the very short turns when you only have 1 meter pieces. No, I didn't want to put it down already. Yep. Perfect. There we go. Looking while I get dinner on. Nice, cat. What's up for dinner today? And of course, we're all already looking forward to tomorrow if you stream. And if you don't know, Kath is a streamer and YouTuber as well, but she does a whole different kind of thing. She is into model horses, and her crafting with that is of amazing skill. So if you ever wanted to see a crafts lady at work, go tune in on that stream, because you'll be amazed with what you get to see. Okay, so now comes the real hard part, connecting this. And I think this is all pretty much lowered now, so we have to also find a way to properly raise it. Let's attach it first. Yep. And then I'm going to raise this piece already. Okay. And now all we have to do is raise a couple of pieces. These are pretty low anyway. And then I think soon we can probably rotate a few like we did before. And then it should fit perfectly. But of course you have to deal with all the elevations in the map as well. So the map isn't perfectly flat or anything. So you have to deal with that too. So I think from here on, if we make this fit and then slightly rotate it. Then lower it a bit. We are now working on making it a perfect fit. So let's get these two. Let's just raise this up to halfway in. Then rotate it so that it will fit on both sides. Let's see, we have to raise it slightly to make it fit right there. Yes, does it fit here now too? Almost, almost. So light rotation in here too. And then it fits. Perfect. There we go. Alright, that's in. So now we have the border, or whatever you call this, done. It's for 20 years a free festival with US cars, clothing, and real-life pinups. Totally ran by volunteers. Okay, okay, nice, nice. Broccoli and potato cheese bake. Ooh, where can I order? Sounds good. I like that. All right, this was going to be something of a nature piece. So let's get all of this off. And then we have to get into this kind of stuff. Because I do want this to have some sort of dark color. But the problem is, of course, it never fits. So we also have to get into some smaller pieces here too to actually make it fit. Now we don't want to raise it too high, it just needs to be high enough. Or we actually can raise it a bit higher. So that it will be a perfect fit. Now, I wish they would do something so that the edges will not look like edges. You know what I mean? You can always see where they actually line up. So I wish they would find a way to deal with that. Of course we're going to put a lot of shrubbery over it, so it will be fixed in the end, but okay, let's continue. Probably have to rotate this now then. And move it in again. Slightly back. Go. I do think they should add a coloring function for this dark earth tone. Especially like in the Netherlands, a lot of soil just has this color. So I would like to have that as a tool that I can just paint it this color. That would be very helpful. But then on the other hand, this is detailing, so this is part of the zoo building job. But now we can't do this corner. So let me check what this is called. Mulch. There we go. Let's just put it on mulch so we get all these... oops. Still typing. Oh, this is actually a nice big slab. Cool. Okay, what if I click this and then start to move it? Can I then change what it is? No, okay. Okay, so we have to put it on the right size. Basically the right height. So let's just lower this to fit in. Then I'm going to put in some big slabs now, and then we'll just fill the other pieces up with what's left. I mean, this will speed stuff up. This really speeds it up. Alright. Alright. We'll just fill the gap soon. And I guess at some point we should technically open the zoo so that we get a few guests in. I think that'll be fun too. Hey, Bluey Lane, good to see you. How are you today? Kangzu, I see you're still there. I don't know if you heard my questions, but kinda think I missed the answers then. But what are you working on right now? What are the things you love the most about this game? Is it working on habitats or working on the decorations like we are right now? Or what kind of things do you like the most about this game? How's Bluey Lane today? Nice to have you in. Hope I'm not keeping you from your fun Lego game. Streaming that. Thinking about kayaking later. Nice. That's nice. Okay. Yeah, we need some small pieces here for the edge. And then we can just fill it up. Kayak. So do you have like a nice river close? Or do you do that in a lake? Or... Okay, are we done? Nope. I think we need a slightly smaller piece for this. Okay, so now we have the soil in. Oh, that's something. Wow. Alright, now it's time for some plants. Of course, there's no mulching plants, so we have to turn that off. Oops. I kind of want some regular trees that also exist in Europe. So, like some of the bigger ones. So that we can really... Oh, this is pretty standard trees. And we put some bushes behind, between and stuff. Ooh, that's a bit big. I actually think this will be a nice tree for this area. Of course, we need to space them out a bit so that they actually have the space to grow. And then the question is, can we put in 4 or 5? I think we can pull off 5. Okay. And then in between should be some high bushes, high shrubbery. We don't need the trees anymore, so let's go with bushes and flowers. Subaquatic? No. Alpine currant. I don't know. Kind of feels like it's not very detailed kind of plant. Doesn't really fit in there. These are... Ooh, wow, these are big. Maybe these can go in the front. Nettle. Interesting. But oh, look at that. That is perfect, actually. We can use this to fit in here. Ooh, look at this. This is actually really big. This is a bit too, I don't know, straight kind of thing, I guess. Maybe a bit too high as well. Hey, Bluey Lane, thank you so much. That is much appreciated. That is really nice. Thank you, thank you. Welcome to the family. Let's lower it a bit, I guess. Shouldn't be too high. And I guess we have to add some layers into it. Because otherwise it will be a little bit flat or something. So yeah, I think you should still be able to see the trees when we place it. So we have to place it somewhat so that you can still see the actual tree. And give it a little bit more of a 3D effect by adding a few layers or something. Maybe even like put up a single bush in as well, right here. So that it feels like it's actually bigger than it is. Maybe we should just do it with the single bushes. So that we can place a few in between and in behind and stuff like that. Hello, Hiradev. Good to see you. How are you doing? I'm still waiting on you, Hiradev, to get into this game and show us your skills on how to build a zoo. I think you'll be awesome. Okay. So at least this closes off the 2 areas. So if you're walking here and you're just checking out the flamingos, then on the other side you can see that there's animals probably on the other side, but not too much. And I think that's basically a bit the idea that I want to create. That you really have to go to the other area to actually spot the other animals. So that's kind of the general idea here. Okay, so here we have some flowers. Let's just try and fill it up with this, and then we can do the open spots, maybe with a few different flowers as well. Put something in between, otherwise it will just look the same. So we'll have to do some work with the open areas. And I guess this could also be places for maybe a bench and stuff, so that you or a bin. You could put a bin right there in the green, so that you don't see it like everywhere. Of course, it will look different now than from when I zoom out. So soon enough we'll be zooming out a bit, so that you can actually see what this area looks like then. Of course, keep rotating this, otherwise it will all just look the same. Oh, this side is a little bit smaller than the other side, though. Not really aware of that. Okay, so now if we zoom out a bit, you get a nature area. Guests can walk on both sides. It's a natural barrier between 2 different habitats that we're going to have. And I kind of like that idea. So I'm going to go with this. Now let's see if we can put up some Utilities, bins, benches. Can we put in some bins here? We can actually put in bins there, but they should not stand out a bit too much, I guess. But if we put like a bin here, it'll be... should be in good with the plants. Not putting in too many bins though. Maybe one right here. Somewhat. I don't think I like them in the corner though. I'll put two on this side, one on that side, one on here. Now we have to do the same here, but I probably have to rearrange a few plants for this to work. But at least we found places for the bin so that they will be a little bit more incorporated into the whole environment. Okay, let's get rid of this one. I think this already works better now. We might just have to put some small plants. Okay, here we have to get rid of these two. And then let's copy this one. See if we can put it in a little bit like this. Yep. And maybe if we just move this one already and rotate it a bit so that the actual opening of the flowers will go in there. I think that'll already be better. Let's see, making waffles. Nice, here we have. Lol, I tried for about 10 minutes, but I haven't had time to spend learning. Well, then you have to spend a bit more time on the game. It is so nice and lovely, though. I think you will really love this game once you really get the time to invest it. Oh, Dutchman plant. This is a Dutchman now. I am a Dutchman, so this is pretty cool that I now am working with the Dutchman plant. Okay, I think we're also going to have to put in some nettle or something. Yeah, let's get rid of these two big bushes and start putting in a few smaller ones around the bin so that that works better with the bin. So would this be a game for you, Bluey Lane, or is this not in the range of games that you have an interest in? Okay, let me try and find some nettle. Because I think sometimes, especially small nettle, is like stuff that can grow around trees and such. And I think it can add a bit to the environment just by putting in some of this in different places. To break up the natural plants that you already have. And I think nettle will grow anywhere anyway, so... I mean, in a lot of places here it's considered a weed that you get rid of in your own garden. Having some weeds popping up here and there, I think is pretty natural. So that is something that might really occur. That we have to incorporate into our ideas here. Well, there are still a few open spots, but not too many. Alright, that should be it. So now we have incorporated the bin, so people can throw away their stuff. And they don't really stand out, but still you see them. That's something that I like. I like that that they blend in with everything that we have. But now, of course, we still need benches. Now... worst part, of course, is to find a nice bench that can actually go somewhere. See, we can place these along the paths, but finding a bench that will actually... this would actually kind of blend in. Oh, we can put it even on there. Now, of course, a lot of people are inclined to place the bench right next to the bin, but one of the things I hate when I go to the zoo is when a bench is placed next to the bin, because then all the wasps and stuff that come into all the leftover food that are in the bin will be flying over your food if you're sitting there. So I'd like to keep a little bit of space between those so that you have no wasps in your... Why can't I just click the plants here? Come on. Yeah, that's the one. Let's just move this back a bit. Lower it a bit. So that it gets off the seats, I guess. If it will, but it won't. So let's just get rid of it. And then we have to just put some smaller ones in the back here. Okay, and there's some nettle underneath, so that's cool. And now we have a bench here and a bin. People can actually sit there. I think we should do another one. 2 benches on one side. Shouldn't be that thing. Let's get rid of these. Oh, there's a smaller one. Oh, that's good. We can just move this one then. Move it straight over here. And let's just copy it. Alright, that's free now. That's good. That makes it look so easy. I'm thinking of Planet Coaster, the fun park variant of this game. Yeah, it's... I have it on my wish list actually, but I haven't gotten to it yet. Want to take a good look at it. I think in the beginning there were quite a few negative comments about it. That it wasn't as good as this and that there was still a lot of work that they had to do on it. And that a lot of people were complaining that it already felt like they just put out a little bit of a base game with the full idea to just get a ton of DLCs out, where you have to buy all the good parts that you actually want to use, which is basically, of course, also what Planet Zoo does. But they felt like it was in a worse state than Planet Zoo was when it came out with the amount of stuff that you had. So I didn't really get into it yet, but might have to buy it at some point and get into it. That could well be a thing. One of the things I'm not so happy with at the moment is that we put the entrance here, because this is right next to where the guests will walk. This area should be closed off at some point, so we might change the entrance to over here at some point. If it works. Because then the zookeepers can get in the area where the guest won't see it. But for now, we've put this up, so we have some extra decorations here. We have the extra decorations that we put up in the beginning. So we're an hour into the stream now. We've just been decorating the place up. So I think it's time for another habitat and a new animal. Hey, Cirrus. Nice. It's a Paradox game. Oh, did Paradox actually get the Planet Coaster franchise? Really? Oh, I didn't know that. I did know that the plan was to just get a ton of DLCs out, which are usually quite buggy, and you have to pay top money for it every time. But I didn't know it was actually also from Paradox. I play The Sims 4 with mods that others have created, and it would take me hours just to get the perfect placement for everything. Yeah, I know. It's a bit of a trade-off between doing it perfect or just doing it nice, and I'm okay. I mean, I'm already not so happy anymore with this habitat, but we'll work on that later. I'm still quite happy with the maned wolf one. I still like it. I think we did a great job. I mean, the fencing is a bit big, but of course it is a dog-like wolf, so we have to protect the guests. But yeah, I do like the look of the habitat, so especially the inside, so that's good. Have you played Grandpa Simulator demo yet? No, I haven't played Grandpa Simulator demo. How does that work, simulating a grandpa? I have no clue about that one. Is that actually a game? But of course I'm doing it wrong, I know. So what's the next animal going to be, lovely people? I mean, I need some input because you're all the smart people. I'm just doing some of the manual labor here, but you're the smart ones. What animal do we want? And while you think of that, I'm going to rearrange this path a little bit because The area for the shrubbery is a bit too small. And of course we already have an animal there as well. So I was thinking we can keep this actually pretty sizable like this. So they can walk out here and then we can fill this up all with nature. And one of the things I was thinking, we might need to keep some more space between the actual habitats and the roads sometimes. Not sure yet, but let's just scroll through my library. I forgot that I had Planet Coaster. You have Planet Coaster. Oh, cool. Well, I guess if it's the same with The Sims, then you'll probably be spending hours and hours just getting everything perfect. You just sit on the porch yelling, "Get out of my lawn!" Probably. Nice. Or maybe you're just sitting on your porch forgetting all the time what you were doing, and then you just sit there doing nothing. Hey, Volodymyr, nice to see you. How are you? I do love my coaster, so yes, hours. Oh, nice. Congrats with Elijah's Day. Is it Elijah's Day? And what's the thing with Elijah's Day? I don't know about Elijah's Day. So tell us all about that. And how are you doing, Volodymyr? But yeah, I might check it after the stream, Cyrus, but no guarantees that I'm actually going to be interested and want to play it. I mean, don't know if you know, but there's quite a few people of age here in the chat, so don't know if I can handle playing a game like that as well. Could actually be nice to just turn this into a stone path because it will fit better with the actual piece that we build here. So I think we should go with this. Yeah, this is a better pathing. This is better for the entrance. And it saves all the hard work from doing a manual path over this one, so I think for now at least this one is good enough. We might change it up later, but this already gives a different feel to the entrance now. Yeah, this is better. There's loads of Grandpa simulators on Steam. Oh, really? Wow. Okay. I won't know about that. Keep the kids out of earshot, mind. Welcome back, cats. Hope all is going well with your dinner. Look at the handyman. Okay. So, I guess no input for a new animal, so it'll all have to come from me then. So, I'll work on that. Let's go to the animal trading, see if we can get some, reset all the filters. What kind of animal should we get? Species. Let's do some thinking. We have the flamingos. We have the maned wolf. So what kind of animal could go with that and would fit in a habitat that we can kind of place here? I don't know how big I want it to be though, so... A bat house. I don't know if there's any bats in the game. There might be, but they might need to live in a kind of terrarium thing. A common wombat. Yeah, that's something different. Aardvark, yeah. They're cool. But we have to see. So you get into the zoo, you walk this way. Then I guess we also need to get some shopping stuff going where they can buy a drink and stuff maybe. Or an ice cream. So we could go for a facility here. And then start the actual habitat out here. And then they can have the viewing on this side. And then we'll probably have to remove this road at some point. Of course, Planning a zoo is hard work, so we'll have to see how we can do that. And how things will fit in. But we might be able to fit in a nice, some sort of store here. So we can make it like an ice cream shop or something. So that the kids can get an ice cream out here. Not going to actually build the ice cream shop right now. But we can put it in, of course. Can we do two next to each other? I think so. Alright, so we're just going to put it in here. That's it. So we know this is going to be there, so we'll leave some space for it. And then out here we will start the habitat. Let me start with a null barrier as you guys come up and girls come up with new ideas for the habitat I should actually build. Alright, should go somewhat like this. And then... You know what, let's continue onward from right here. Of course, this isn't going to be the actual barrier. We're going to put a barrier over it. So don't worry about this. We can always use curves and stuff. This is just to outline it and see how big of an area this is and how big it's getting. And how we can actually work with this. Okay. The gates. The gate should be, I think, somewhere here. For now, at least. Okay. This is 1,200 square meters. Okay, well, that's pretty big. That was pretty big. Are we saving the bigger animals for deeper into the zoo? No, that's all up to us. It's all fine. I mean, if you want to put in the giraffe here, we can do that. If you want to put it somewhere else, we can. I was kind of thinking that we have the flamingos here and the maned wolf, so... It would be nice if it would not be like a polar bear. I don't think that fits into this area. But yeah, some kind of animal that might fit in this area a little bit with these animals. That would be fun. But yeah, if you want to have like zebras or whatever, that's all good. So you can name any animal. We'll see. We already have the option for the aardvark. I'm a little drunk. Prophet Elijah have taken a folklore role of Perun. So comes Elijah, comes thunderstorms. Ah, okay. Is that the prophet Elijah who's mentioned in the Bible? Not much sure. It's went to a hot air balloon. Ah, we already had that. Where were aardvarks first discovered? Who named them? I don't know. Aardvark sounds quite Dutch, but... aardvarken, but I don't know. Almost finished the Big Mare. Got a few more layers of mane and tail to do. Nice. And do you already have the tag for it as well then, Ken? Or is that something that you're going to be making on stream as well? I might do it at some point. Probably not on the Equine channel though. Nice. Elephant! So we have another option. As far as I know, it comes from Afrikaans. Aarde, earth. And vark, piglet. Because burrow and snores. Yeah, well, what we call a varken is called a pig in other nations. And aarde is also a Dutch name. Of course, a lot of Afrikaans comes from Dutch. So that's probably why. Alright, we have a 1,200 square meter habitat. Buffalo, the African crested porcupine, African leopard, penguins. Well, we have the option for the African savanna. But I wonder how big is... See, they need a way larger habitat, and I'm not really sure if I want to put that size already in the... I do like the thought of buffalo, since you do have little ponds already. Oh yeah, we can get ponds as well. I have to see how big of an habitat we need for these. 400, oh that's good. Can they go... Oh, they can go with a lot of species, so we can actually add something like the red river hog or something. I think that could be nice, or the common warthog. Okay, we can do a multi-species habitat. I already see that in front of me. If we would do 4 and a few juveniles, yeah, we have the space. 2 and 2 juveniles, 600 square meters. Alright, I think buffaloes is a good idea. So we can go with buffaloes and then add something like the hog or something in it. That could be fun. Now, buffaloes... Animal trading. Let's put it on actual buffaloes. Zoopedia. Of course, they live in Sub-Sahara. It's an African animal. Okay, and if we go to like the common warthog, lives through also Sub-Saharan Africa. Okay, so we'll be now we're moving. Very true, Rodog. Very true. Alright, so we have to build a custom fence for that, of course. Something with an Africa feel to it. So let's just type in Africa and see what we get up with. This is actually a shop facade, but we could use that as a fence. But I like to build my own fences, as you know by now, so... oh, we forgot to check, or not we, I forgot to check how big the fence needs to be. Grade 3, 1 meter and 25 centimeters. And if we're going, to the common warthog, probably the same. Yeah, grade 2, 1.1. So we don't have to build a very high fence. That's the good news. I like that. I like that. So we can go for a not so high, interesting fence. Now, this would be cutting it short a bit, I think, if we take this as a fence. Let's see what we can... I don't know, it kind of gives off a little bit of a woody feel. So I think we should go for something with wood. The fence. Look at that walk. Which walk? Oh, what am I missing? You need 1 gorilla and a 100-man cage. Yeah, this is going to be, I guess, an ethical zoo. So that might not be the best idea. Ooh, that's pretty big. If it was small, that would be interesting. Can just go with a sticky fence, but nah, that's boring. We have to make something of our own, I guess. 1 meter 25. We could also do a certain wall. I'm guessing one of the workers that walked by in the blue shirt. Oh yeah, there are only workers in the zoo at the moment, so... Alright. Now, this is a log wall top. That's actually... we don't have a lot of movement with this because this is fixed. So that's the problem. Could go with a 2 meter high mud wall and then lower that. So that is no longer 2 meters high, but still high enough. And then we just create a mud wall and put something on it. I don't know. That could work actually. Although we already have this one with a marking on it. I just don't think we can get that same marking on it if we use the loose pieces. This is actually a thinner one. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, this... No. This one is free movement. That's nice. I like that. This is 4x4, 2x2. This is 2x2. Okay, so let's rotate it. Let's lower it so it's no longer the necessary height. Hey, Mike, good to see you. How are you doing today? Haven't been up long and finally got the first employee in gas station simulator. Cool. How is the gas station simulator? Is it fun? Okay, so we could use this for the habitat, but we have to make this look a lot cooler than it does right now. So let's just place one down and try if we can find a way to nicely decorate this up. Actually, yes, let's go press the X. Let's do the angle snap and lower it. Yes. And go like this. So at least now it has a rounded top. I think that's pretty cool. So this is something that we can put on. At least for now. And then I want to put something in it that comes back as well. Or what we can also do is copy this, lower it, move it to the front a bit, just a bit, not too far, and then you get this kind of thing in it as well. Okay. And then... oh, shoot, I clicked it away. That wasn't supposed to be what I wanted. 1 meter, 1 meter, and it's thin. Okay, so this is 1 meter. It should be at least 1 meter. Oh, this is not rotated the way I want it to be rotated. A little bit too far. Ooh, almost. Oh, too far back. Yep, perfect. Then put this maybe somewhere on the beginning, like this. How high is it? Oh, it's not big enough. We need the bigger piece. Yeah, that's not gonna work. I had an idea in my head, but it's not gonna work, so that's gonna be tough. Because we have to make this look fun, of course. Now I'm gonna go into the props soon. Signs. Maybe we can put a sign thing on here. No. It's still set to Africa. Maybe we have to let that go. Props. See if there's something that we can... As... Like, what can we filter this on? Brand, theme. Oh, let's do African themed. Okay. Let's get African themed stuff. Oh, this is actually already an African fence that we might probably be able to use. Yeah, I always need to make my own stuff. Maybe I should stop doing that all the time. Yeah, so this is like a decorative strip. Sorry, I had a big sneeze coming, so I had to turn the mic off quickly. Let's rotate this to clicks. There we go. Let's go up. See if this is something that we could incorporate into this. So let's move it back a bit. Okay, we have to slightly rotate it this way just to pop it out. Yep. Yep, there it is. Okay, so this can be our African fence then, I guess. Oh. Yes. Okay, not bad. Maybe not perfect. But I also think not bad. Like, now we have some decoration on it. Okay. Okay. Jumanji! Well, I think we can work with this. This is the idea of a fence, so let's just copy it. And then we have to lower it again. Now, this is 2 meters. We have to make it so that it will only be 1 meter 25, or maybe, I guess we can also still do a little bit higher than that. So, I don't know how high this is, though. How can I see how high this is? I don't know. We'll just try it. If they jump over, we'll just have to raise it a bit, I guess. Can we place this a bit closer to the road? I think so, but I want to keep a bit more space than we had before. Oh, this road's going to go away anyways. This is where it's all going to start. So let's start right here, because this is where the low fence is going to be. This is going to be a higher fence. This is just the low part. Okay, and now I'm just going to continue. Select everything and just continue like this. Now we're actually going to find out if this will fit together or not. So will this actually be nice or not? Otherwise we've wasted all of our time. I'm not so sure about this. I am not so sure about this. What are your opinions, people? Do we like this or not? Let me know. I think it looks nice, but it's not perfect. Let's just get rid of it. It's not good enough. It's not good enough. Okay, so that piece needs to come off. I think the top piece can stay. But I'm still going to take it off because it needs something else on top there. Somehow. Don't know what, but it needs something else on top of it. Now this could be something too. Do it just like this, so you get some extra nature feel. Now at least we have on one side, so we have a place that we can attach to all the time. So that is something. That's one thing. Now I want to put some sort of decoration on here, but it has to either get completely through, and the sign that we had was just a little bit too small. So that just didn't work. And I think that, oh wow, this is huge. Yep, that's not going to fit in too. Put one piece of 120 feet next to it for measurement. It looks way too high. Yeah, I'll just place something that is that size next to it. That should work out. Flags, but it's set to African, so that might not be good. Oh, these are very small. Oh, that's big. Oh, that's a zebra pattern. Well, there is this, all of the types of flags, but I don't want to put flags on it. That doesn't look too good. Ooh, some props that we can later put in. That's actually fun. Well, this is a 1 meter log, so if you check this, it's actually not high enough. So we have to make it a little bit higher. That's good to know. Yeah, that should do the trick. Okay, so now we know that. Arctic wooden tree. Classic metal chain. Oh. I was just checking out the chain. I mean, I'm not going to put it on, but I was just wanting to see what it looks like. Archways, decals. Okay. Surface damage and stuff. Event. Interesting. Oh, that could actually go on top, maybe. Nah. Could be a piece on it, though. Sometimes you just have to get creative with existing parts. You put it on here, it doesn't look like a event anymore. All of a sudden it looks like just a piece of decoration. At least I think it does. Maybe if we just put on 2 like this, it just decorates the fence up. That's it. Yeah, moss is not that cool. No. Okay, we're not going to use any of that. Why don't I just use a normal fence? Well, because I'm weird. I always do different things. Could put something on top of this. If I find the right piece. Yeah, that's all way too big. There should be some very small things. Like we could put this on top. I'll show you. If we can... Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. I wonder if we can actually change the color of this. Can we change... Oh, yeah, we can change the color. Okay. All we have to do now is... we can't do the good movement that I want to do. We use this like it's the edge actually and not just the other part. And it might actually work, but it has to be fully out of the edge, kind of. Nice and simple, it works. I don't know about the beam though. Probably should remove the beam and either do it like this completely or find something to use as the corner piece. I do want to use something here because that helps when attaching stuff to each other. What's this called? The mud wall. Alright, let's put on the name mud. See if we can get a simple mud beam. See, there's no mud beam, so that's tough. But if I do concrete, we should be able to find some architectural concrete beams. 4 meters. Yeah, that might be 6 meters. That might be overdoing it a bit. What's it called? I don't remember what it's called, but there's one that we can actually use. Is it this one? No, the breeze block. No, no, no. Oh, it's plaster. That's the one. That's the one that we can also color, I believe. So I just need... Ooh, what's this? That's a different... Ah, it is a different color, but... not that different. Plaster. Plaster. There we go. Now I have to find the right plaster beam that I can put on here. 2 meter segment. This is too big. There are smaller ones. Why is it so hard all of a sudden to find the right pieces? See, there really are no mud beams. Well, this is smaller, but not as small as I want it to be. Yeah, also not small. Where did all the beams go? Where did all the beams go? I'll probably just go like this. Yeah, this is too big. Sometimes it's just, for one reason or another, it gets really hard to find the right pieces. I don't know why that happens every now and then. Yeah, that's not gonna work. I know I used a piece like that earlier on, so it is in the game. I just can't find it. Or I have some... No, I don't have anything set up there, so that should not be the issue. Bamboo, yeah, that's nice, but I don't want the bamboo beans. These block. Yeah, this is all definitely not it. Concrete. Pillar. Oh, maybe I should have called it pillar, but these are way too big. Oh, this is already better. 2 meters. This is just wood, though. Can we give this the right coloring? That's the big question, then. Because if we can... sort of give this the right color. Oh, this can fit with the wooden framework on top. I think that'll work. And then all we have to do is make sure that this fits in like this somewhat. Get it over there, yes. And then I think this will work because this will give me a point to work towards all the time. So we're just putting it slightly like this. Yes. Okay. So that's what the animals see, and this is the outside. I think this is simple, but okay. So I'm guessing the guests are not leaning over these fences. I hope they won't lean over this fence, that's for sure. And I think they should not, so yeah. Yeah, let's just take free movement now. Oh, wow, this took them time, but we got it. We got it. Okay, let's just get started out here now. I mean, there's people out there that like all sorts of pain and stuff. So who knows? There might be people that actually enjoy sitting on this, but I don't know. Not me. All right. Now, what we're going to do is one last check quickly to see if we got the height okay. So this one is a meter high, I guess, but it doesn't say. So I have to find the right beam that actually tells me how big it is. 4 meters, 2 meters. Yeah, all right. So I think we should be good. But I want to find a 1 meter high piece that actually tells me it is 1 meter high. 1 meter. Okay, so I think we can lower a bit. I think we can lower a bit. Not too far. Just a bit. This should do it. This should do it. Now, we can see by the person walking by, they can easily look over it, but it's not too high. So I think this will be perfect. So, yeah. There we go. Let's select it. And then continue this way. Now, one of the things sometimes I don't like is that this is not perfectly straight. So we have to now work really hard to get it working. Well, we can do that. It's even lowered a bit, it seems. I don't know. Okay. See, it moves backwards a bit. Oh man, that's so tough. Alright, here we go. Yep, that seems to hold. Fellow gamer news, Jessica hits 300 subs in a stream a little while ago. Nice, nice, congratulations. She's doing really well. All of her streams, getting all the new subs and stuff. I mean, she's growing harder than I am, so... Well done. Congratulations to Jessica. Hope she can keep growing like that. That will be very nice for her. Putting in a lot of effort, so... if it pays off then, that's really worth it. So congratulations. Okay. I think we're going to have to rotate some of these beams when we actually go around in other angles like we are right now, but we'll figure that out soon enough. Could also just be me trying to be completely perfect. Oh, that was 2 fences in one. That wasn't supposed to happen. Okay. Yep, let's continue. Okay. Forward a bit. Upward a bit, apparently. Yep, there's still a gap there, so... Can be so tough sometimes to see what you're doing. And then the arrows don't move in the screen, so... I have to put the screen in such a way that I can both see how this looks now. And if it's all working out and stuff. But we do our best. There we go. That's another piece in. Let's just continue. Back with dinner in hand. Ah, nice. Well, you enjoy your broccoli and something with cheese. What was it again? Potato, broccoli, cheese bake. Yeah, that was it. Well, you enjoy that. And of course, don't forget to just sit back and enjoy the stream. While I say thank you all so much for being here. It is so much appreciated. I mean, it's Sunday evening here in the Netherlands. You all spending your precious time out here. Whether it is already Monday morning because you are either in Australia, New Zealand and that part of the world. Or whether it's still Sunday during the day because you live in the US or Canada. It is also nice of you to be here. As well as my European friends who are spending their precious evening with me. Thanks so much. Of course, don't forget to give me your inputs if you have inputs for the zoo. I'm more than happy to listen to your ideas. We're working on a habitat for the African, what was it, buffalo? And then we're going to put in the hog as well, because they can go together, which should be fun. And then hopefully we can build a nice habitat for those little animals. Although I don't think they're very little, but... have to raise it a bit again. Yeah, there we go. No, too high. I have to put it back a bit and then lower it again. Sometimes you think you have to raise it because you didn't put it properly, and then because of your angle it looks like, oh, I need to raise it, but then you just need to move it slightly and everything is fine. So I do need to raise it slightly now. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Hello, March. Nice of you to join us. Welcome, welcome. Why not try for a tapir? Oh, we'll do that as well. I think, yeah, the zoo before this one, we already had a tapir, the beards, or the Malayan tapir, I think. Which was actually a very cool animal, and I like the build. There's some very cool decorations as well that you can use for that one in the decoration. So yeah, there's a good chance we will be going for the tapir at some point as well. But for now, Chet's, of course, in the lead in terms of what we're going to build. And this time, last time Cooper came up with the maned wolf, and that's what we built the habitat for. And now we're going to do the African buffalo, because Bluey Lane suggested it. So yeah, we're going with a lot of suggestions. At least we're trying to. So how are you, March? Hope all is well. Thank you for joining in. That's great, and thanks for putting your input out there in chat. That is much appreciated. Hope you're all good. How's your Sunday so far, or is it already Monday where you are? Oh, I need to also focus on what I'm building, of course, otherwise it will not look good. I have to move it back slightly. See, there's a slight difference there, so slightly backwards. Yep, there we go. Okay, so we can now go straight ahead, and then we'll change the null barrier soon. That's also the most easy way to do this anyway, so. Slightly back. Oops. Yeah, slightly back still. Not too far, just slightly. Yep, this was slightly too far. See, slightly too far. But there we are. Perfect. So now we're going to have to make a bigger turn. Whoops. Okay, let's see. Can we make this work? That's the question. We'll go back and rotate these poles or change them out a bit later on. For now, all I'm trying to do, of course, is make this work. Okay, so we have to check, because the guests come in. We will build the ice cream stalls here, then they go in here. Then here they can actually walk and see the animal. And from here on, the viewing will stop. And that's where we're going to end this fence. And we're going to just put up a bigger wall or whatever, or a rock formation or something like that. So that they can't see the animal. The animal actually gets some privacy. That is something that I like to do as well. It's almost never in a zoo that you can just walk 360 around a habitat and you can always see the animal everywhere. That's kind of what I want in this zoo as well. There will be areas where you can, of course, see the animal very good. But there are also areas where you don't see everything from the animal. Been playing too much Planet Zoo. Oh, can you actually play too much? Well, I guess that also depends on your social situation. Like, your whole family is complaining that they never see you because you're playing Planet Zoo too much. Then yeah, you might be playing it too much. But other than the fun, I mean, you cannot play this enough for all the fun that it gives you. So much fun, this game. But nice. So what do you like to play? Sandbox? Do you play a lot of franchise mode? And which things of the game are you into the most? Are you a lot like decorating your zoo? Or is it more about building great habitats? Or are you a bit like me? You want to do everything yourself? So build your own fences and stuff and work on that? How do you do that? Let's check. Pretty close. Slightly forward and then we're done. Okay. Alright, I think... Yeah. Oh, I had to hit yes, otherwise it won't place, of course. Yes. One more, I think. And then I think that we're done. And then we have to start... No, we're not done yet, actually. We need one more then. That goes... back a bit like this. Okay. Yeah. And then this is the last piece. Then we have to think about the rest of the environment. Yes. Okay. Okay, so it looks like a pretty high fence, but if you actually see... move. See the worker next to it, so I'll just pause the game now. So... See, it can look over the fence. So you can actually watch here and stand and just watch the animal. So I think that's good. I kind of like that. So that should be working out. Yes, you can put in an extra pole later. Yeah, I think so. We'll put in an extra pole later. For now, this is the actual fence where people can watch the actual animal. And then on the back, we do something else. I guess for now, what we can do... is edit the barrier. It will always jump to the gate. I don't know why. Because I was already watching this, so... Make sure you always place the barriers inside... the null barriers inside of the barrier that you created yourself. Otherwise, things will get a little bit wonky. Because as soon as an animal gets into a little corner where it's basically outside of the fence officially... the game will start to scream that an animal escaped and all your guests will go crazy. And that's not something that you want. So like for now, this looks pretty okay. But as soon as the animal steps into this area, the game will tell everybody that an animal escaped and everybody will go crazy. The pathing is not too close, so we could even put this a little bit outside. And they will never step guests into the habitat. So it's better to... avoid instances where the actual animals can escape. So just make sure you put the barrier out through this or a little bit outside where the guest can't come though. Then you should be good. Alright, so this is ready. Now, out here will be the, what's it called? Ice cream shops. Then we need a bit of a background here where we put a big building here and then some greens around it. So we can build a pretty big high wall here, I guess. So let's go to construction. I think we can continue with the mud actually. So let's just continue with the mud wall. Oh, I actually have an idea. This will be a not decorated piece. This is 4 meters. That's a bit too high. I want 2 meters. That should be sufficient. I love Sandbox with limitations and franchise. Love the community interactions, trading animals and the challenges. Planet 2 is even better than The Sims, sorry to say. Oh, don't be sorry. I agree with you. For me, this is a game that I like more than The Sims, for instance. But I know there's probably people out there that have another opinion, but that's fine. We all are considerate of each other's opinions, and we can all have our own opinions, so... no worries there. So don't worry about saying that. But yeah, I agree. This game is more fun to me as well. I don't even have The Sims anymore. I had it when I was young, but... I think the last Sims I played was probably The Sims 2 or something. Okay. Now, of course, we are going to need stables for these animals. And we can... build stables used of the mud as well, so that might be something that we incorporate into this. There is another thing that I want to incorporate into this, but I'll show you that soon. Let's just continue for now building the back wall here. And then when this is done, I'll actually show you what I have planned. All right, there we go. We do another piece here, and now... oh, I can't rotate that. Oh, I can actually. Okay, but this is huge. Why is this so big? The shop front 2 meters high? I didn't know that. Oh, I have another idea then. Oh, this is also that high. Oh, this is all 4 meters. Oh, all the buildings are 4 meters, of course. Well, I think we can actually do this, though. Just one. And then we'll put in some glass. And that will be a single viewing area right there. Although I think it's too big, though. Yeah, this is not going to work. Let's get rid of it. I'll figure out something else. I have an idea already. We can just do this. Sometimes you just have to make your own stuff. So let's lower this. There we go. Then we do this. Yeah, might be in need of something a little bit. Mud wall top. Yeah, that's better. No, that's the same. 2 by 1, 1 by 4. Oh, tough, tough, tough. 1 meter. That's curved. I don't like that. Mud wall top. Oh, I think we can do that one in. I have an idea. Let's get this one. Let's rotate it. I kind of want to create something of an extra viewing area. Oh, this will also not be high enough, of course, because this is 2 meters high. So it's probably not possible what I have in mind. Okay. Then we'll just continue. That's what I love about this game. Trial and error. You have an idea in your mind and you just go with it, see if it's possible. If not, just continue. Don't worry. It's something you might get in later, or... This is just that we're not building that high, so that's part of the issue. Okay, so let's move this back a bit. Oops. Let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's move back a bit. Have to fit this in nicely, of course. It has to fit. That's one of the things that I think is important. It really has to fit. If it doesn't fit, then you don't use it. But yeah, this way it fits. I'm saying this as a hardcore Sims fan. Oh, wow, really? I haven't played that in years. I know Wifey used to play it quite a bit when she was younger, but she would be one of those people that would just build a pool, and then when one of the inhabitants got into the pool, remove the stairs, and then see them struggle for their lives and such. And I'm not really one for that. Okay, let's see. There we go. Yep. All right, we're getting up to the back entrance here, which is good. At least we're getting somewhere with the fences. I definitely did not. Ah, see, I was thinking you were lurking, but I wasn't sure, and this is the best way to find out, so that's good. Hello, Wifey. Nice to have you lurking. Oh, this is good. So, if ever you're streaming and you want to know if your wife's lurking, just say something that's not true and they'll expose themselves and they'll show you know that they're lurking. That viewing area is perfect for a baby. Yeah, it was a bit too small. I totally agree with that. So yeah, well then, if it doesn't work, remove it. We'll do something else. Alright, so this is now the back wall. So if we go here... Oops, that was a bit too fast. You can now see that it actually will fit with the rest of the habitat here. So, probably have to do it like this. So it is higher. It gives the animals some privacy. And it does fit in with the rest of the coloring and stuff. That's why I'm trying to put it up like this. So I think it will work. And we can use a lot of plants against the back wall. So that we will cover up quite a few bits of it. So I think they'll be working out well. All right, let's keep going. Otherwise, we'll never finish. Oh, no, 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 no. Rotate it back to the world axis. Thank you. There we go. As always, I went to the romantic story, of course. So... what's the romantic story then? Find a rich guy, get married, build an expensive house, divorce and keep the house? Or how did that work? Just joking, of course. Luckily, we don't have to completely follow the null barrier, so it doesn't matter too much. Oh, this is not a good fit, so I have to work on it a bit. Yeah, that's better. Okay, here we go. How far along are we? Oh, we're getting there. We're getting there, people. Have a little patience, and then we get there. So, who's planning on doing a bit of gaming during the week. And of course, I'm not talking about streaming, but just having fun with a game. And what game are you going to play then? Maybe that way we can find some games that we can all enjoy. So yeah, what are we all going to play this week? I'm playing this, of course, and I have to make some recordings. So that'll be fun. At least something that I consider to be fun. Weirdo. Weirdo. Can my mods please intervene? There's somebody in chat saying weird names. I don't know what that's about. Lego! Nice. The Jurassic Park Lego game. Well, you'll be streaming it as well, I guess. So that's even more fun, because then we get to watch it. I think I missed your last one, but I was fast asleep, so yeah. It was a bit hard to watch then. Okay, so we're almost there now. Which is good. I like that. I'm doing good. Thanks. Very nice to have free from work. Did lots of sewing today. Yeah, nice. Nice. You did good. It's so hard to work on this that I can't keep up with chat. I'll check chat soon, people. That's a bit too far. There we go. This is better, but it doesn't fit right now, so I have to make sure it actually fits with the wall. Yes. Whew, lots of work. Very nice music in this game, by the way. Kind of gives you peaceful vibes to just do some nice and peaceful building in the game. I like that. That's pretty nice. So. Alright, we're getting really close to where we need to be to finish the wall. And I guess then at some point we can already put in some animals and then still work on the habitat. See what they like and stuff. So that can be something. First, let's really finish up this wall. I'm going to go line this up already quite nicely, and then just have to do the last bit here. Yep, that works. Good. Okay, so the enclosure wall is up. Phew, that's done. It's alright, my sister volunteered to watch the little one while I used her office yesterday. Ah, nice, nice. Yeah, little one is 7, ours is 8. Which is nice. Okay, so this is the habitat right now. We have to work on the actual habitat a bit. So let's fix that straight, because yeah, this is not good. Let's make sure that it's actually good. And then okay, this part we checked. Let's get in here. And then when the barrier is fully ready, we can really get the definitive size of the habitat and use that to calculate how many animals we can put in. But I think the regular number that we already had set up, so like 2 adults will probably do. Yeah, that should do, that should do, that should do. All right. It's ready. Let's check now how big it is. 1300, so it even got a little bit bigger. That's nice. Even when 60. Of course, of course. Your little one is always your little one. That's how it works. I'm going to head off now. It's been lovely being here as always. Many thanks for the stream, Patmos. Thank you very much for being here, Cat. Much appreciated. We hope to see you tomorrow evening when you are doing your amazing crafting streaming. So looking forward to that. So thanks so much. Have a good one. Say hi to the family from us. Wish them all the best. Now this is going to be a savanna place. So I guess we can already put in some sand just to give it a desert feel, and then we'll change it up later, of course. But for now, let's just give it a bit of a desert feel, and then we work on, I guess, the stables. So let's get into construction. Well, this is going to be for the buffalo and the hog. Let me just go to species, find the African buffalo. Now, I don't remember the exact name of the hog, so I have to find that again. And then see what kind of habitats they want. Oh, the common warthog. Okay. Luckily, all we have to do is then go to the sea from the common warthog. There we go. I don't think they need a burrow or something. No. Alright. So we can build ourselves something of a wooden-like structure, or let's go to all the different types of walls. Something that will fit in this theme. So we can either use that red, or we can go a little bit different. Maybe go for some straw or something like that. There's actually some nice types of walling out here that we can use for the actual... We can even maybe use some round shapes, so we'll see. Indonesian temple, but that's probably with stones. Yeah, I don't like those stones so much. Is there anything else? Oh, well, we can use an arch so that they can get into their stable. Oh, we can probably just use a doorway then. That might be better. Oh, we can actually use this for their actual enclosure habitat thingy. What do you call it? Stable. It's pretty high though, but I think we can pull that off. Don't know how big it needs to be. Probably not too big, since there won't be too many animals in. So what if we go just like this? Can we just make one big round stable, or should we go a little bit bigger than that? We might just go do it like this then. So this is up. Put the back wall in here. And then we also put an entrance right here maybe. Although it doesn't really fit with the round entrance. Ah, that's it. We have the rounded ones with the curved base and without the curved base, I think. Oh, but we don't have that. Ah, we have that in here too. So let's get rid of this one. We just have to rotate this. See, now it fits in. Okay, good. Yep, now it fits in. So now it has two entrances into the stable. This is going to be their stable then. That should be okay. That should be okay. I'm going to head out and get my GoPro ready for some more adventures. Nice. Well, thank you for being here. It was much appreciated. I'll continue the buffaloes that you suggested. So hopefully next time when you join the stream, you can actually see the habitat that we're building. And hopefully, I don't know how far we can get today, but I'll work on it. And then we'll see. Thanks so much for popping in. It was much appreciated. And love to see you soon again. Happy kayaking and happy adventures out there. Hope that'll all go well. Let's put in 2 big straw beds and then put in a few smaller ones as well, so that we have space for a lot of animals. There you go. Okay. Yeti bedding platform. I don't know. Hanging grazer feeder. Don't think so. I think we have to put this into the entrance a little bit, because then it kind of looks like some of this stuff is actually being walked out of here while they walk in and out. So I think that's pretty good. I'm sorry, people. I'm missing some of this, some of the messages, I guess. So, March, what do you play the most? What do you play? What do you pay the most attention to usually when you build a zoo? Is it like how you decorate your habitats, or the outside of the habitats, or how do you work on those things? And where do you get your ideas from? That's sometimes the hard part, where you just get your ideas from. This is all mud, so let's keep it on mud for now, because we have to get a roof in and stuff. The thing is, though, there is no entrance for the keepers to get in here, so that's something. Of course, they can still get in from the side, but I don't know. I have a lot of ideas still for how to build this stuff and do it differently, but that's for another zoo, I guess, or maybe for another area where I can work on that for a bit. So we have this up and running now. The animals can't get in, so we can just roof this off, I guess. It's set to walls now. Select to add it to the group, yeah. Kind of want to put it in like this, so that it doesn't stick over it. Okay, kind of has a roof, but I don't like this roof. But maybe we can put some straw stuff on top of this. If there is some straw stuff, or is it called reed or something? I believe there is something in the roof department that looks a bit like straw. I don't know, I don't know. So what are you working on right now, wifey, in the office with the sewing? Ah, here it is. Palm thatch roof. Ah, we have to call it thatch. Okay. Nice. Might even do... Oh, no, thatch. Okay, let's go check. What thatch can we put on here? Ah, that's a bit big. That's not really what I'm looking for. Does it have some round stuff that we can put on? 2 meters. Whoa, where is it now? Oh, it's in there. I guess we can put this on top of it as well. I think this looks pretty nice. I actually think it looks nice. Okay, now we have to get... No, that's 1 meter. We need the 2 meter one. That is still straight. This one. Oh no, that's also not right. Oh dear, probably can't find the right piece here to fit in. No, this one then. It's not gonna work. What else? Oh, maybe this. No. These are too small. I think because of the roundings, there's no piece that will fit in there. Oh, this one actually would, kinda, but... I don't know how to fix this issue. Because this is the 2-meter one. So it should kind of fit. Because of the arch that's in there, it doesn't really fit. Ah, tough, 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 tough. Yeah, that's a bit too big. Those are things I sometimes miss in this game. Just that they fix this properly so that you can just... We now need pieces that are round as well that you can put in the middle here. Instead of just doing this, because this just isn't working. That's obvious. Because I think... Yeah, there's nothing with curvation that way. So we'll have to remove this. Because we can't close this off. We have to find a different solution to it. Yeah, there's no different solution then, I guess. Because there's no way to make that work. Do we have another thatch roof that we can work with that would actually work? I think this has the same round areas in it. And this would make it really high, which I'm not a big fan of. But it kind of looks like... Yep, there's actually a piece for this that makes it work. Which is nice. So... Yes, it will be a bit bigger. But this actually works. Okay. Well, at least we got something of a thatched roof. I like that. I think that's pretty nice. I guess the buffaloes also need some water in their habitat. I'm totally forgetting about water and stuff. Intensity needs to go down a bit. I don't know if they actually need a place to swim. That's a big piece of water. They can walk in it, they can swim in it, I guess. But I also kind of want to get some less straight terrain. So there needs to be some more elevations in the habitats that we build. They're also straight all the time. So flat. So yeah, let's just put in a few bumps here and there so that we get something... Some elevations and stuff. I think that's good. Okay. Maybe it's time to get the actual animal in so that we can work on seeing what it needs. Stuff like that. Let's get 2 buffaloes. A male and a female. I get the ones that are a little bit younger. And then let's get 2 hogs as well straight away. Market. Yep. Female and a male. A female and a male. Let's get the 2 youngest ones. Okay, let's go in here. Let's select them all. Send to the zoo. No path to the destination. Oh, we first have to connect this up, of course, with a little bit of a path. Well, we can just do that straight. I'm not going to worry about this obstructed. There we go. All fixed. This is a part that needs removing later on anyway. It's just for right now. Let's get the animals in, and then we'll see how we can decorate this up further. At least it's a start, and we get some animals walking here. Nice. Yep. So this is the last week that Wifey and Little One are home. After that, they'll be gone. I will be doing a lot of work in and around the house, but I will also be working on the channel and doing streaming. Hopefully the regular times, but there might be some extra streams popping up. So just make sure that you have the bell icon activated if you don't want to miss a stream. Because there will be streams out of the blue that might get an hour advanced warning or something like that. I'll put that in the Discord, of course. But yeah, I might be doing some extra streaming if I can. So hopefully that's fun. Alright, here comes one of the first animals. There we have a buffalo. Alright, nice. It needs enrichments and stuff. Terrain. It needs grass, long grass. Alright, let's pause the game. They need a bit more long grass. There's way too much sand for them. Oops. They also need some short grass. So let's get some more short grass in here for now. That should get them more happy. Then they also want some soil, which we can put around the pond and stuff. Now, of course, the soil just looks like sand because we're playing on a grasslands map. So, yeah, this does look like it. We are now good on most parts, so that's actually nice. Put some soil around here as well. And now we have to put in some long grass here too. Big fan of the long grass, but I actually enjoy it. Now we have too much sand, so put in some extra regular grass around here too. And that's all lined up now. So that's all good. They need some enrichments. Of course, they still need some plant coverage. Now, what I like to do for that is just click the animal, go to plants, and then click their biomes and their country. And then we should see... oh, yeah, aquatic. And we should see all the plants that they actually enjoy. So that gives you a little bit of a head start on what you can put in and what they will like. Of course, there is a bit of water here. Kind of wish we could get these lilies without the flowers. Whatever it's called. I don't even know if it's called lilies, but... Some reeds, elephant ear. This might actually go well with the habitat here. So that you cover the entrance a little bit. Let's go. Kind of looks like some of these plants are really made for being passed alongside a wall, because this is just on one side there's not really plants growing forward. So I like that. Let's lower this one. No, that doesn't look good. Okay. Okay, so now there's some nice plants glowing around the actual habitat, the actual sleeping place. That's a start. Ooh, some nice trees to go with the water as well. You might actually see the... trying to look a bit like a mangrove or something. Okay, nice. At least I think it's nice. I mean, you can all give your opinions, but I like it. This is actual mangrove stuff, but I'm not a big fan of these trees. Some trees are always so big, I mean, but this does kind of look like a grassland tree with the bark being like, kind of seems like it's burned off a bit from the sun. So I kind of like these trees, though. There we go. These are really huge, though. Nettle will be for later. Ooh, this looks like a cool tree. Could go in the background here a bit. Oh, well, first bits of nature getting in. I'll let the animals walk for a bit now. That's also nice. Still think we have to cover up some of the flooring now, though. Oh, and some rocks needs to be put in. Some savanna rocks. I don't know if they can actually stand on them, but get some rockiness into the terrain. Have to tilt this one a bit. Yeah. So now it actually looks a bit like, especially if we put in a few more, it actually kind of makes it looks like that this sort of more hilly area, that there's rocks underneath and dirt over it, and on some spots the actual dirt went over the rocks. That's kind of the idea here. So we put it up a bit like this. It'll be a bit like there's the actual rocks are underneath here. And you can still see some rock faces coming up. Ooh, there we have the common warthog. It also loves this environment, so we did a good job on that. It also needs enrichments and stuff, but we'll get to that. Maybe you have to place their food and stuff first. Guess we have to. Oh wow, these are so big. I kind of don't like that. So you know what? Let's get a grab ball in there. That can be fun. The fruit spike tree is always nice. Should put that somewhere in front so that people that come in and watch actually get to see that. A large ball. Yeah, these are too big sometimes. Sometimes some of those are too big. All right, here is another piece that people might actually want to enjoy in full view. So let's put that out there. Large barrel feeder, yeah. Those, oh yeah, a rubbing pillar. Oh, we should get a scratching tree, maybe. They can do some scratching and stuff. Can we place it somewhere here, or is it too big? Probably can't go so close to the edge or something. Oh, we can place it right here. Okay. Small barrel feeder. Yeah, that's better. Let's get a small barrel feeder. Let's put that on the ground. There it goes. Let's get a few small water bowls. But we have to... or we don't have to, but I like to cover these a bit in plants, because I don't like to show these too much. So we have to find some plants to actually cover them in. I'd have to get a big one too, though, because there's some big animals in here. Not too close to the actual wall. Oh, there goes all the long grass. They might need some more long grass now then. Wind chimes? I don't know. Skittle. I think we have some food stuff. Oh, we can put in a scent marker. Put it behind here somewhere so you don't see it too well. Let's get back on the long grass a bit. Because in some areas, see, you can put it in the long grass. It just takes the long grass away, and then we work on it and get it back. It's just that we want the long grass out of the bowl. Because that looks weird, but that's it. So, yep, there it is. Perfect. Okay. Do you need a salt block? No. They don't need that kind of thing, which could... There's something to be said for that kind of stuff, like a salt block and things like that, but You don't have to put that in, actually. You do need to give them some rubbing stuff usually, but not a salt block, so should be no need for that. Oh, look. Sorry, I was drinking a bit. The buffalo actually picked this up, so he's now playing with it. That's pretty nice. Don't know if he knows what to do with it, but... And they actually can walk up the hills and stuff, so now you can... Just a little bit of elevation can already make a difference in how it looks. Now it's time to get some more coverage for the flooring. Now this is a bit too high, I think, but... kind of be... the same on the other map, so... What we did on the other habitat, you know, just cover some areas... with this grass, but just make sure you kind of lower it into the ground. So yes, there is grass, but definitely not too much. But I think especially on these hills can look pretty cool if you actually have grass growing on it. Now what we can also do, of course, is just rotate it a bit so it will fit a bit more into the actual landscape. Wow, these animals make quite a bit of noise. But yeah, going out and about like this... Wow. I'm working on your habitat out here. Why are you putting that stuff there? Probably thinks that the grass will grow better if he puts that down there or something. Oh well. It's a nice idea. I hear wifey snoring. I've had too much children during school year to have patience for them in summer camp. Yeah. Kids are nice though. Alright. Let's put up some greener grass out here now. So that you can actually see a little bit of the difference between the grass that's growing closer to the water compared to the grass that's actually up the hill there. And then for coloring purposes, put a little bit of this grass in between, like it's dying out a little bit. And put a little bit of the greener grass in here too. It will just mix things up a little bit and give it more of the idea that actually, yeah, the grass is greener here than there, but you still see some green grass, so. Okay, there we go. Does this need more work? Of course it does. It always needs more work. Needs a big boulder here somewhere. Yeah, I like it when there's a few stones there. Alright, well, seems like... See, in terms of enrichment, they're pretty happy. These are perfectly happy. So, in terms of the whole environment now, these animals are doing pretty well. Let's get into animals. Give them grade 3 food. Available food. Oh, there's not a lot of available food, so maybe they should work on that a bit. And available food. Did I actually put in... Oh, I put in feeders, but not a food trough, so that might be something. Let's put that somewhere back here. And then I think... I kind of want to cover that up too with some of those grassy things. Just so that for the outside it is not really seeable. I guess it's nice for people to watch the animals get feed and stuff, but I don't like the idea of how it looks so much. So now you don't see it from out here, or not, you hardly see it, so I think that's better. How many vets on site? Let me check that. Staff. We have 1 vet, 3 keepers at the moment, no educators, well, 1 mechanic, a security guard, a caretaker, and some vendors. But 2 of those vendors are in the ice store, so they're not doing much. So what we could probably do is hire 1 more vet. And maybe another keeper, just to take care of all the animals that we have now. I mean, money is not a thing, so why worry about it? Oh, we already got a baby. No, that's not the baby. I was... Whew. Phew. That's just the hog, and that's the buffaloes. I was already thinking we have a baby, but that's not the case. Alright. Well. This area is missing something. But then, when we get this area settled... I think we did well on the habitat already. No, it's not a baby, it's a hog. I know, I thought, oh wow, they were fast, we already get a baby, but we didn't. Ooh, wow, that's a big tree. I guess it will provide a lot of shade, so that could be something. And if we rotate it a bit like this, you get a nice big overhanging tree here that really fills the area. So I think that's good. And then now it just needs... This is some underwater stuff. That's cool too. That'll give life to this water. Let's just go with the big patch, but put it down like this. So now we have some stuff growing under the water as well. Nice. Would it be a Warthalo or a Buffahog? Oh, I'll leave that up to you, but that's a good name for it. Yeah, I like that. Buffahog. That's actually cool. That's way too big, but get some bushes in the corner here. Why not? 1 big bush. No, I don't like the... Sometimes the bushes are just too big and not really what I had in mind. Oh, some nice grasses that can grow a little bit around the edges here. I don't know. I don't need bigger patches of these, I guess. Well, we do it like this, it kind of fills this corner up. So you have the idea that there's some grass growing here. That's better. Just loose pieces is not so nice, but sometimes if you make it a little bit bigger, you can get somewhere. These are just nice flowers. We can get a bit of flowers maybe, but that's just a little bit of a desert-like area. If we put some of these flowers underneath here, that could work. So... basically, we could create an area here where you can see where the actual animals stand. Because the flowers are all around it. And then they stand here, so this area is trampled, this area is clear. We can probably work on that a little bit. Turning this a bit more into soil. So now you can see that this area is a bit more trampled because that's where the animals stand when they use the feeder. And there's some nice flowers around it. That would scare the shit out of me if he actually said that. I don't know if it would scare me that much, but I think it would be a surprise. Yeah, that's for sure. I like this. I like this. Ooh, hello, Hoggy. You should go walk in that area. Not right in the flowers. Oh, it looks like he's eating the flowers. Nice. Hope you like that. Alright, well, I don't know. Did I forget something? Did I have to put something else in here? Or do we consider this habitat pretty much ready? I mean, this is kind of open area, so there's not a lot of stuff we can put in there in terms of flowers and such. It's just kind of sandy desert. I don't want to spoil it too much, but I think just tiny bits of grass here and there can actually just fill it up with little bits of grass, just to make it a tiny bit more lively than it is right now, because this is just... Somehow when it's just plain sand, like it is right now, it doesn't really work. And then you really have to go just for that little bit of extra sand that you can put in, and that can really make the difference. So right now, when you now hover over this, you can still see there is something out there. So it looks like a dry area, but it's not just completely empty anymore. So those are little things you can do to bring some areas a little bit more alive. And I like the fact that we put some elevation in it. Oh, yeah, one is actually sleeping indoors there. Oh, cool. That's so nice. That's so nice. So, yeah, we got another animal in, people. I think it looks nice. Yeah, it looks pretty okay. Alright, it is up to you, people. Please rate this little habitat. Out of 10 points, 10 being the highest, 1 being the lowest, how much points would you give me for this little habitat and why? So give a little bit of explanation with that. I would love to get your rating and opinion on this. I mean, I love making all of this and I just do my best, but... I'm always open to a little bit of feedback as well, because I do my best and I hope this is nice. But if you have ways for me to make it even better, please let me know, because I can always do better. So, and while you all do that, I have a very little gift for all of you. A 9.2. Great detail. There's always place for improvement. So a 9. Yeah, there's always room for improvement. That's very true. That's very true. Well, thank you so much for those nice numbers. I mean, those are really high numbers. I wasn't expecting that. So thanks a lot. And of course, we get some nice sounds now because of the gifted membership. Congratulations, Rachel, Sarah, Tony, Grimspace, and Zondagskind. I hope you enjoy your 1 month free membership. If you also want to have a chance of having a gifted membership, make sure that you have that option set, because on different channels you have to actually put your settings right so that you can receive gifted memberships. If you don't have that on, it will be impossible to receive gifted memberships. All right. So, a little recap of today, because I think we're slowly going to put this one to an end. It has been 2 hours and 47 minutes already, so I think that's plenty of time. Recap of the day. We filled up this little area. We changed the pavement. We put up a little barrier here next to the road, and we've laid this out so that there's some more nature here when you look into the flamingo habitat as you walk up towards the entrance of the zoo. Then we get up here. We also did a bit of work here. Still lots more work to do, but it's a start. Well, then people can get in. And, of course, we've laid the foundation for our little ice cream stalls here, so that guests can buy a bit of ice cream. We worked on this little natural baby. So we've put on some barriers here as well. We put in benches. We have the bins included into the shrubbery. And of course, when people walk here, they watch the flamingos and they don't get distracted by other habitats because they just see this patch in nature. We have to do another patch here as well, of course. But that's for next time. And we now built this little habitat. Now, I will be working on the outside here as well. We have to make that look a bit nicer. Not sure yet how, but we're going to do something with it. And we'll be working on another habitat, of course, next time. Because I'd like to do at least one habitat each stream. And other than that, work on decorations and stuff like that. But yeah, our zoo is growing. And from above, it looks like this. Doesn't look like your straight zoo with just straight barriers and stuff. No, we try to get some curves in it and stuff. So, yeah. Slowly but steadily, this is somehow turning into a little bit of a zoo. So, I scream, you scream, we all scream in horrible house fire on a family reunion. Oh, wow. I'm trying to avoid the horrible house fires in family reunions. But, yeah, other than that, okay. I like some screaming, but not in my head. So, yeah, for now, this is going to be it for this little stream. So, thank you all so much for being here. Thanks for spending your precious time with me. And thanks for all your input. Thank you, Bluey Lane, for suggesting the buffalo. Here's the actual habitat that we made, so I hope you enjoy. Then next time we'll be working on more habitats and more beautifications. That'll be next Sunday. I wish you all a nice week. Have fun. Have a good time. Stay happy. Stay healthy. And then I will be back Wednesday for another stream. Probably the last one with the car dealer simulator, where we're going to try and make millions. And I don't know yet what I'll be streaming on Friday. We'll see about that. So thanks for giving me a great time. Thanks for all the fun. Have a good week. And I will see you all later. Bye-bye.